What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and you might have missed it, but we have a brand new Titan Reaver boss combination up, and I personally am happy that these two are just returning game mode. I really like how it's just like Dream Realm, and we're just enhancing basically what we've done. And today I'm going to show you guys what the best spender version and free to play is going to be. Now, this is pretty much going to be across the board the same, minus like the dropping of the two Celestial Hypogen heroes in the second team, but this is very, very beneficial. And the fact that Sonja is being used in every single PvE boss game mode pretty much out there means you guys need to make sure you summon this hero. I'm going to be having like a final grade on her pretty soon. She's very impressive for free-to-play players. So we have two battles back-to-back. The first one being the Necro Draken, and then the second one being the Alpha Bear. Now, oddly enough, you wouldn't think Taylene would be super amazing against a boss when healing is reduced, but with our power levels and the way you set up teams, it comes out to be very, very good. Now, number one here, our main damage dealer combo is going to be Sonja, with, of course, Merrily, and of course the Sinbad hero. Now sadly you don't get the faction auras, the special hotspot tiles, so that's not as relevant, but having these three linked up is very good. If you do have Mythic Plus built up on Sonja, her damage will go up significantly. As far as healing goes on this, we're going to have Mikola there because it'll be active even if she dies. Same thing with Kruger. Even if he dies at a lower quality version, because he's getting that shatter armor stat going, very, very good. And because we're all physical damage, we're going to go with Great Sword Spell. Very good for attack speed, and some life drain to keep us alive because, well, Necro Draken is one of those harder ones to keep ourselves alive. As far as the second team, we are, of course, going to use Arcane Spell. It gives attack, physical, and magic defense to keep us alive, and some defense penetration. Not only that, the more magic damage we do, the more it procs, basically. And we're going all in with Taylene and of course Lily May, two very strong heroes. Now pretty much the first team is going to be the same for spenders. For free to play, there's something you can do. Essentially you're going to be removing both the Reinier and the Taylene, and instead you're going to be adding two heroes in that you most likely have. You're going to add Thorin in, and you are going to add Odian. It is not a significant damage difference, but that is essentially the swap out here. This team is very free-to-play friendly if you did build Sonja, because there's nothing super premium. There's heroes that we've recommended building in the past, such as Merrily, such as Kruger, and of course our main girl here, Mikola. Man, there's a lot of M's on this team. Previously you probably should have built Sinbad. Out of all the heroes besides Tassie in this season so far, these two light bears kind of important. So I'm going to show you guys what the damage numbers look like. This is putting us within the top 1% of the player base, and actually I think we're within the the top 0.5 of the player base here. Now this one's pretty solid. I was tempted to use the newer artifact, the one where, you know, it drops the flag on the enemy side. The only downside here is that would require manually controlling Merrily and making sure she stays on the enemy side of the battlefield. I'm not sure I like that. I'll show you guys here at the end what the example of that is, because again, you're not going to see crazy numbers of billions of damage like you do in Dream Realm, because everybody here is stuck essentially at level 300. The cool thing about this game mode, though, it does upgrade all of your heroes to Mythic, which gives them a little bit of additional survivability and stuff like that, which is cool. But you can see with Mikola and that little bit of life drain we have from our artifact here, it's enough to keep our team alive. And of course we have that linking between Merrily, Sinbad, and Sonja, which is really good. And we have tons of physical damage debuffs here, which again, really, really good. I'll show you guys the damage breakdown here in a little bit. And of course this team too, if you don't have the Reiner, you don't have the Taylene. Really, you only need the Reiner if you do have Taylene, because that's the main way Taylene is going to stay alive and survive because of that swap from Reiner. Otherwise, run a Odie with a Thorin front line, and that's going to be really good. Odie is one of the probably second best magic damage dealer for single target behind Lily May, and kind of Taylene too. While also having Thorin, who's going to increase your survivability of the hero linked to him, And number 2, he's going to provide a damage buff on the enemy so that anybody who's dealing damage to that boss is going to deal bonus damage here. And you can see here, these arcane spells are just firing off. If you watch this bar right here, it fills up very quickly, fires off. By the time the animation goes away, you're already halfway through the next bar. So very, very solid. Very good damage, and this is one where you don't need to worry about the leaderboard. All you need to do is make sure you get to, I think it's 550 million total damage between the two teams. I think that unlocks all the rewards, which you're getting things like Twilight Essence, which is something not everybody needs. You really need that Temporal Essence, and luckily they are going to slowly start giving us some more Temporal Essence in the game, which is good. But yeah, you can see here between Coco and Smokey, they're keeping everybody alive. Taylene is mainly staying alive with the combination of the healing on Reinier, and of course the Coco shields damage reduction and the Smokey healing. So all these things very, very good for your squad. Looks like we got a new record potentially. And you see right here, Sonja is the hard carry of this team. It's not even the Merrily. And these are all, I mean, we have all of them pretty much at plus 10 to plus 15 on our squad here. Yeah, you see Lily Mate still out damaging even the Taylene. So just keep that in mind. There's a couple different options here that you can run. And yeah, that basically puts us in the 0.5% of the top. But again, looks like 600. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see. I hate how they do this once you claim it out. It actually blocks it with text. I think it's 620 million. But you can see right here, we did 1.2. It's more than double. So even as a free to play, this should be pretty easily accomplishable. Again, the one thing I will say is using this one here, the frontline spell, can be good on this squad too, but there's one big difference here. So let's just take a look real quick. What was our damage number again for our first team? 666. Wow, that's not ominous or anything. Let's compare, because I have seen this artifact really kind of like play a big role, because again, you're getting just flat bonus damage. The thing you are going to have to do here is you are going to have to manually run your Merrily, because you need Merrily to be on the other side of this line over here. See this little squiggly line? You need her, I believe, to be on this side of the battlefield so that she is getting that damage buff. Be interesting to see if this actually pays off or it's a not good thing. Keeping them away from each other is kind of a good idea. So just keeping her bouncing back and forth all the way here is good. But again, keeping her here is kind of the most important thing. Actually, that was a really bad jump because I put her right in that pool. So again, keeping her more on the outside is the better play here for sure, because she's the only one moving, so she's not going to get that pool under her feet at all. So just moving her back and forth around, maybe just on one side, is the best play here. So we just continue to jump her around on the enemy side. You can see though, I don't think on this one, I don't think on this physical damage team it's going to match up. I mean, 666, we are climbing up there, but it does seem like it's still going to be a little short. We're only at 5 now, so it does seem like the Great Sword spell is probably going to be the play here. Sometimes though, when it comes to physical damage teams, you really have to bounce between these two to see how they actually work out. And yeah, it's significant. It's almost 100,000 difference. So make sure you guys get that going. And of course, on this one, if you don't have Taylene, I would just swap out and do the Odie squad. I wouldn't do Odie and Reinier. I would definitely go with the Thorn route. I think that's just going to be the better route. You can probably try Reinier over Thorn if you've never built Thorn, because let's be honest, Thorn has dropped value a lot nowadays. He's not nearly used as much as he used to be, but older players will have a maxed out Thorn. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.